Sooner or later, if you're selling insurance, you may experience what's called call reluctance. So, I'm going to give you some fixes that are going to help you get out of the funk fast and hopefully help you become a top producer in final expense telesales nationwide. So, I hope this is what you need. Know that you're not alone. We're going to dive right into this. And I've done this over 20 plus years. And there's been little moments where I've had those feelings in me as well. And I'm going to give you what's helped. So, here we go if you're ready. Sometimes the reason that we're temporarily experiencing this is because of sometimes it's a lack of training. Sometimes it's not enough leads. That can lead us to feel like we're swimming in a very small pond. That can give a little panic to you. But sometimes maybe the IMO or the FMO or the agency that you aligned with says you don't really need leads right now. Just call your friends and your family. Don't do that, my friends. That's going to bleed out in insecurities to you. And of course, you got call reluctance right now if maybe the organization that you signed on with told you we don't really give you leads yet, call all your friends and your family. That's a great way to not get invited to Thanksgiving dinner. So don't do that when you first start. But we're going to dive into 5 things that are going to help you fiercely take it to the next level. So, first off, number one, the call reluctance sometimes is a casualty of our lack of focus. In the words of Mr. Miyagi, your focus needs more focus, right? And that is so powerful in eliminating call reluctance. What we have to do first off is kind of close the blinds, close the shades around us, and know that I'm going to focus for 1 hour. 1 hour. You can do this. 1 hour. I've got call reluctance, don't feel like doing it. I just need to focus. Turn off the YouTube, turn off the Facebook, turn your phone upside down, get yourself ready to be the boss that you know that you're capable of becoming. But we've really got to have that focus so that we can find ourselves in a place that we can be as powerful as we were designed to be. Focus is something that fails out agents for sure in final expense telesales, but more importantly, a lack of focus makes you panic. All right. If I know where I'm going and I'm focused in on it, that's great. If you got too many irons in the fire, so to speak, you're going to get yourself into maybe a temporary funk that you're feeling right now. It's not abnormal, but focus on number one is very powerful. Number two is I want you to remember the proud moment when you got licensed as an insurance agent. Take pride in what you do. Get that pride back. That's important. What are you doing? You're guarding people. You're taking care of folks. You're going to be delivering checks through the hands of these great insurance companies when they need you the most. Take pride in what you do instead of maybe when you get on that phone and you're like, oh man, I'm kind of feeling not great, right? And if you have these insecurities that are bleeding over the phone, you're not going to be the best in calling your final expense leads. You've got to be one that has a lot of pride in what you do, not arrogance, but you got to be confident. And that comes through what's called positive verbal self affirmations, PVA, positive verbal affirmations. You got to talk to yourself before you get on the phone in powerful ways. So number two is very big, positive verbal self affirmations, because you're going to take pride in what you do before you pick up the phone. Now, I'm not talking about just procrastination. We're going to unpack some of that and some tips with this video for you, but you got to take pride in what you do. And you're going to do that by talking to yourself audibly, not in your head, but audibly, reminding yourself of what you're doing and the why in it as well. If you've got a beautiful family, you got to focus on that too. Remember your why. And now we're going to focus on number three. You got to set very clear goals. Just like football teams, they've got 4 quarters, right? You're looking at the whole day of dialing, and that kind of sounds overwhelming, right? What I want you to do is shorten that into hour blocks. Say, okay, in this hour, I'm just going to call 2 leads right now. And then when I call these 2 leads, I didn't get hurt. Nobody cussed me out. I'm going to call 2 more final expense leads. And then you know what? I'm going to call 2 more. And you're becoming a winner based on what you just did. You eliminated the lack of movement. You made the dials. I'm proud of you. Make just 2. Can you make 2 calls today? Of course, right? So in this hour, you're going to set very clear goals. I'm going to call 2 leads. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to just take a quick breath, and then I take 2 more. Didn't get hurt. Okay, let's just take 2 more. 2 plus 2 equals a pile of leads that you can talk to. So you've got to really just focus on 2 by 2, just like 2 animals getting on Noah's Ark. All right, you can get saved by what you do by going to safety, and that's really spending the time on the phone. Just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Get on the phone, 2 calls, 2 calls, 2 calls. And then you're like, okay, I got this. I accomplished what I said I would accomplish in 1 hour. Or maybe for you, you got to break yourself down to 15 minutes. That's okay. Take a 15-minute session. You had call reluctance and weren't calling anybody. Call somebody and remind yourself of how great you are. You're doing the good work even if nobody picks up the phone. But you did the big girl stuff, the big boy stuff, and got back in the saddle. And that's what's going to help you have the best chance of selling insurance over the phone. It's just picking it up. But call reluctance is something that can bleed into you. So focus on 2 plus 2 plus 2 in your first hour. When you accomplish that, be like, okay, I can check that off my list. I did something good today. All right, next hour, let's go. And then don't overanalyze, just have overaction. Action will fix your problem. And once you're beyond that panic, that reluctance, now you just became a real powerful force for good here. But you've got to have clear goals. If not, you're like, well, I was in my chair all day. I didn't really do much. It's because you didn't have clear and decisive goals. And back to tip number one, maybe you didn't focus. Focus can take your success away and create call reluctance because now you're kind of like your own worst enemy, if that makes sense. Now, number four is really big. And this is where I want you to prep before you get on the phone. And this is part of having clear goals. Call it time blocking. But focus on your script for just 10 minutes. Say your script out loud to yourself and maybe practice an objection or two, like I didn't ask for this, or mail it to me, or I'm too busy, or any one that maybe you're hit with more than not. If you focus on these for just 10 minutes, I'm not saying take your day up, just 10 minutes, you're like, okay, I got this script. I know what to say. Remember, you're the professional. They've never heard this script ever in their life. So if you mess up or flub over your own tongue, it's going to be okay. I've been in this industry over 20 plus years. I flub over my own tongue. For those that subscribe to the channel, I appreciate you and have the notification bell on. You'll see me stumble over my own tongue. And I'm 20 plus years deep in the industry. And we recruit agents nationally here to sell a ton of life insurance and Medicare insurance and annuities. And we have agencies here as well that align. It's powerful and free resources for your taking always at jasonfinalexpense.com. We're always here to help you on this channel. But I flub over my own tongue too. It's okay. Sometimes we don't have enough coffee and it's just not as smooth as it should be. Your clients that you're calling and your prospects that you're calling, they don't know any different. They don't know if you said this line in front of that line. It's a great thing in final expense telesales and even in the home. There's a lot of grace there too. So don't make the mark so high of perfection that it keeps you from doing the good work. Remember, you're probably better than most people that they talk to today. You've got to take that in stride, right? You got to have that pride in what you do and go, you know what? I can pick up the phone and put a smile on my face. It's magical when you really make those dials. But call reluctance is something that keeps you back. And I know it doesn't feel good. And that's why it's important to have a warrior mindset. Okay. When you prepare tip number four and you've spent 10 minutes in the script, okay, you've spent 10 minutes. You're done now. Your time is now to create that goal of the next hour. I'm going to get on the phone. I'm going to call 2 leads like Noah's Ark. And then I'm going to call 2 more. And then I'm going to call 2 more. And then I'm going to call 2 more, as many as I can. I'm going to get these little animals on the ark. Let's go. Have fun with the business. You can be a kid again in this business and build yourself up instead of maybe breaking yourself down of, oh, I didn't get on the phone. I'm doing bad. No, you're not bad. You're going to do better today, my friends. It's so important that you create positivity in your life. And I know it's tough if you're in your office by yourself, or maybe you don't have a good work family to call a home. I get that. Or you got some manager that's riding you every 2 seconds. That can rub you the wrong way. And if that's the case for you, maybe that's what's calling your call reluctance to unearth its head. Maybe they're not giving you training. They're not giving you enough leads. If you don't have enough leads, that'll create panic in yourself as well. Leads are the lifeblood of this industry, but I'd rather call a lead when I'm a brand new guy to mess up a little bit before you call a family member and have insecurities bleeding to you. Am I right or am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. But I share with you, I would rather call a lead when I'm a brand new cat and make those calls because then who cares? They'll never see you again. They're never going to see you in the first place if you're in final expense telesales. What's the worst thing that takes place? They tell me to go eat crow. Okay, next, right? You got to understand we've got to have a warrior's mindset. Tip number 5 is probably one of the most powerful things for call reluctance is once you start going, winning is a mindset and losing is a mindset, right? And call reluctance is that like demon of self-doubt creeping in right now, calling you to like lay down and do nothing. It's a liar, all right? I want you to have a warrior's mindset that when a no happens in your mind, I just want you to think next dial, next opportunity. Turn your no into, okay, I've got to have so many no's to get my yes anyway, right? You know that 90% of the agent force fails. You're going to be the winner, right? You got to have that winner's mindset. You know that not everybody is going to buy from you when you call a lead, right? You know, it's not a sale. Hopefully, nobody lied to you about that in the industry, but life insurance leads are not just six-figure sale opportunities. Can you? Maybe, yes. Is it guaranteed? Heck no. Final expense leads are amazing. You could be a six-figure income producer, but you could also make $0 in this industry. You want to be the minority that makes it. So you've got to have that warrior mindset that says, you know what? When I walk into a room and I get on that phone, I'm ready. I'm going to have a smile on my face. I'm going to be successful. This is powerful for you in the mindset, but when you're calling leads, I want you to understand that when you make three perfect presentations, perfect, you're probably going to have one person that buys from you when you're a new cat on average. Now, you may get a batch of no's before you get the yes, but you've got to go through the no's to be able to experience someone that says, yes, I want what you have. Get good at unpacking problems for them, not just selling products. Call reluctance sometimes happens because we're oh man, the FOF, fear of failure. We can get beyond this, my friends. Train just for 10 minutes a day. And hopefully, you've got a work family that's walking along with you to know that you're not alone. But have enough leads that you can say, you know what, when someone tells me no, I just go to my next one. It's going to be okay. Avoid your natural market, but get into a place that you can have complete focus so that you can get out of the call reluctance and become the winner that you know that you're capable of becoming. If you need any free resources or a good work family to call a home, jasonfinalexpense.com. And if you've got any topics you'd like me to take care of for you, you know I absolutely will. I appreciate you greatly. Remember, my friends, you've got what it takes and you are going to take it to the next level. We'll see you soon.